is coming up next week to hopefully finish that TVA event for Sylvie. We also have the Black Cat event coming up next week, and we have the official list of the packs that you should be equipping. You should be equipping, and yes, more Iso-8 is coming. We're gonna take a look at all the latest in the blog post, and if you're ready for that, Valley Club, you know what to do. Find that like button and let's go smash it and boom, right into this blog post. And if this is your first time here, Valley Club, then hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. At least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on this channel. And we do have the kit reveals for the new Avengers. We are going to talk about that in a separate video, so we're not talking about that in this video. We are going to talk about everything that you could expect next week, including more Iso-8, including more of these Black Cat trials, and yeah, the easy event math, at least what we know so far. So Mockingbird looks to be a pretty good character, looks to have some value outside of war defense. Ronan, not so much, looks to be tied to this team. Same with the reworks to Thing. Actually, it looks a little better than the reworks to Coulson, but I got my full thoughts on the video that I'm going to release right after this live stream. But the first event coming next week, actually, let's go back up and let's take a look at the calendar before we start this. So the first event that is happening next week is starting on Monday. That is going to be New York 1947. That is an alliance-wide event bringing to the Battle and Cosmic Crucible, and it looks to be pretty simple if you have a pretty engaged alliance. The Black Cat Trials run is starting the next day, and yeah, get your nowhere ready because Black Cat will be super impactful in Arena. The Ego event that is gonna be based on Arena rewards looks to be very similar, if not exactly the same, to the Teen Loki event. Trapped in a Void is an event where you need to earn war credits. This event looks a little wonky as far as the numbers we have right now, so I fully expect this will be changed. And yeah, Beta Ray Bill added to the bumps, the basic orbs, the Ultimus orbs, the Mega orbs, the Premium orbs, and the supply section. And Heartless Strange is moving out. So with that said, let's move on to the events for next week. And the first one I want to talk about is a TVA event week 5, or week 5. Final week of the TV event, sending Eagle, the Living Planets, to year 1382. And this is where you can get another reset charge. If you want to get that Loki costume for season 2 of Loki, 6 reset charge needed for that costume. So there's 2 more in this event, at least according to what I'm seeing in this blog post, or at least according to the numbers. Now, of course, these could change. And before we get to these numbers here, I do want to give a shout out to everyone that is here for the live stream. Natalie, John, Mobile Gamer 24/7, William, Colno, Baby Ice, Like and Reg, Joshua, Hulk Fist Bump, to all of you. So what we need to do for this one here is earning arena credits. And the numbers don't look that bad as far as what we need to earn for these arena credits. They look actually very similar, if not exactly the same, to the Teen Loki event. Where we need to get, there's 2 places. Milestone 15 is where you're going to earn all the Tempads, so all the points for the TV event. This second milestone down at milestone 18 looks a little more difficult. Of course, this is 30,000 points for that monthly TVA event. So I think that we got 2 targets here. The first is milestone 15 if you just want the basic stuff. This one, this reset charge, looks pretty difficult to obtain, but if you're just shooting for milestone 15, looks to be pretty easy, especially if you are pretty engaged in war. Let's go take a look at the numbers. Valley Club, the Eagle, August 30th is when it's going to start. Milestone 15 again, 39,500 points. That's going to be this last Tempad. The real one that I think a lot of players want to shoot for is a second reset charge, especially if you are short of that President Loki, not the President Loki costume, the season 2 Loki costume. All right, so as far as the numbers here, these look exactly the same that we got from the Teen Loki event. If you are inside the top 250, that is 7,000 points per day for this, or fragments that you're getting per day for this. So if you're in the top 250, you shouldn't have too much of a problem getting these. If you're outside of that, I think you can still get some of these higher value milestones, but it's going to be a little hard. And of course, if you're really pushing an arena, you could score a lot more. Now, what these numbers look like, if you are in that top 250, 7,000 fragments per day over the course of 6 days, that should get you 42,000 points orb fragments. And that is just with these orb fragments. That's assuming you're getting nothing else from free claims and anything, which you probably will. And if there's any other offers that some people will buy, well, you can get even higher than that. But 42,000 fragments, that'll get you all the way to milestone 15. And And then you're going to need to make up 29,000 points somehow, either by purchasing offers with free claims or with a web milestone, which looks a little wonky. But yes, this second milestone here, the second reset charge looks to be very pay to win. But all these, all the way up to milestone 15, looks to be pretty easy if you have some pretty decent arena engagement. So that event looks easy if you're not going for that second reset charge. Also, we have New York 1947. This is an alliance-wide event. This one starts on August 28th and is a pretty easy event if you have a pretty engaged alliance. Now, this is the new thing that I've noticed here is these limits on these. As far as your Crucible battles, there's a limit of 495,000 points. As far as you're using new warriors in Crucible, 36,000 points is the cap for there. Using the new warriors at gear 14, 72,000 points. So a little different than we've had before. But to get to all these milestones, as you can see here, guys, milestone 13 is where you get all the temp pads, and anything else, if your alliance is fully engaged, you're going to get more stuff. But I think the bare minimum you need to get to is rank 13. Looking at the calculations for these, New York 1947, milestone 13 is 347,000 points. That'll get you all the temp pads in this event. That is based on these Cosmic Crucible wins. So you're getting 1250 points per win, 6 wins per Crucible trial, all your allies doing that over 3 days. That is 495,000 points. That actually is 540,000 points. But because the cap is 495,000 points, that's what it's going to score you. Now, if you are using your new warrior allies, you're getting 100 points per using them in battle. There's 5 new warriors, 3 days, 24 alliance members. That's 36,000 points. That is exactly at the cap. So if you have a pretty decent new warrior team and your alliance mates do as well, all at gear 14, using them all, adding these up, adding these caps up, the 495 from using your, from getting wins, using your new warriors, and then getting even more points from using your new warriors at gear 14. Adding these caps up, that is 603,000 points. If we cross-reference that to where you're gonna get, that is about milestone 17. So all of these are pretty possible. Usually with these alliance-wide events, the last one is pretty grindy and pretty pay to win. So I wouldn't expect most alliances to get to milestone 20, but with a pretty engaged alliance, you should be able to pretty easily get all of these milestones here and probably get to milestone 19 is where you can probably shoot for. Now, this one looks a little wonky. This trapped in the void where you're earning these milestone credits here. Now, let me pull this up on the web here and see if we could show that. Let's put it up right here and see if we can see all the points for this. Yeah, I thought it would be in the blog post, but it's not in the blog post. So based on this, trapped in the web, you're going to get 1 point per war credit. It is a 6-day event. This may be corrected, so this is going to be something changed, but does not look good as far as the scoring. It looks like it's going to last for 2 wars. Now, if this lasts for 3 wars, it's a very easy event here. But looking at the calculations here, it is going to be a 6-day event. That'll be 2 full wars. If they extend it an extra day, it could be 3 full wars, and these milestones are going to be very, very easy. But as it stands right now, as the information we have right now, and I think it's very telling that the chart is not available in the blog post right now. So the chart that I got may be fully changed by the time the event goes live. So yeah, these calculations may change, so take it with a grain of salt. 6 days, 2 full wars. Milestone 8 is where you could get to, or is where you're gonna get to complete all of it, 17,000 points. If you're in Platinum 1, over 2 losses, 4,500 points, or 4,500 war credits per loss, 9,000 war credits over 2 wars. You're getting 34 points for attack, over 20 attacks. That is based on 10 attacks of over 2 wars, 688 warriors, 680 war credits, which means that you could get to milestone 4 on the information that we have, which is not very good. Milestone 4 is only 8,000 points, and you're getting a little over 9,000 points on this. Now, with that, you're getting 2,400 ego points and an extra 10 pads. But even if you max this out fully, that's only 6,000 points for the ego event. And as if you remember what we're talking about, the ego event, to get to milestone 18, that second reset charge, it's gonna be 29,000 points that you're gonna need for that. So even if these numbers are correct, the max amount you're gonna get for that Eagle event, 6,000 points, and that still is short of this. So unless you're really doing a good arena or buying those orbs for that Eagle event, doesn't look like you're gonna get all of that second reset charge unless you're spending money on it. All right, moving back to the blog post, we have a quick Rumble Blitz featuring the Weapon X team. So Lady Deathstrike, Omega Red, Silver Samurai, Wolverine, and Sabretooth, all using the Blitz next week. Black Cat Trials, that is the big thing. Everybody's been prepping for it. We know she's going to be a beast in arena, so you don't want to miss out on this event because yeah, if everybody in your arena shard has Black Cat and you don't, it's not going to be very fun. So this is starting on August 29th. Commanders 50 above. If you want to see all of the different scoring methods, the teams you're going to need, that was in a previous video and a previous blog post, but your major teams you're going to need for nodes 2, 6, and 10, that is going to be your nowhere teams, and Sinister 6 you could enter with them, but I don't think they're going to make too much of a difference. So it's clearing all 10 nodes, most possible scores, and for you're going to need nowhere and Sinister 6 for nodes 6, 2, and 10. All right, these are the packs. So they are going to be called packs, not scourges. We did see some in the data mines, and I think some of them may have been changed since the data mines. In particular, these two right here. Experimental Serum number 2 is going to gain enemies getting 20% more max health, and Experimental Serum 3, enemies are gaining 30% more max health. We did see the rest of these, and I think you could equip all of these pretty easily. Not sure if you want to do this. I think that's going to be based on your roster if you want to equip these 2 experimental serums, but Snake Eyes on spawn. Player characters gain increased crit chance. Enemy characters gain increased crit damage. So that is a little interesting. I think it worked a little differently on the data mines, but this is official right now. World at War. All war abilities are active during this run. I think this is going to be required, especially if you're doing some of these, because the Nowhere team is a war team. It's going to make that last node, at least what we saw from the data mines, a little more challenging because there's a lot of war characters there, but I think you do need to have this equipped. Sinister Symbiosis on spawn. Non-minion city villain allies gain the Sinister 6 trait. All city biohackers gain the Symbiote trait. I don't think this is gonna make a difference for you one way or the other, but it may make it harder depending on what enemies are on each of these nodes. Agents and Nowhere on spawn. Cosmic heroes gain the Nowhere trait, and Invader characters gain the Shield trait. This one could be very difficult, especially if what we're seeing in the data mines is true about node 10. So this is the only one that you may not want to equip. But as far as your team, it's not going to affect it too much. And if you're only going for 9 nodes and not doing that 10th node, equip this one. It'll just give you more points. All Room Blast. All brawler characters gain an additional crit hit chance, or crit hit damage, excuse me, and brawlers are going to gain that crit hit chance. This is a good one. I don't think it's going to affect you or the enemies one way or the other, so equip this. Second win, when a character drops below 50% health, they generate 2 ability energy for themselves. This one could be very, very good or very bad for the enemies unless you kill them right away. Summon characters are going to gain 20% more max health on hired health and self-preservation at the start of any healer turn. Bury that character for 5% of their max health. So those are the scourges. I think you equip all of them. The only ones in question are these 2 experimental serums, as we said, and these Agents of Nowhere that may make things a little more challenging. All right, we've seen some data mines on Iso-8 campaign economy updates. It looks like this is official now. It looks like it's going to be live on the 25th of August. So today at server reset, it should be live right now. All right, normal difficult, double the T1 crystals and triple the ions. I like that. Increase orb drop amount on 12 energy node cost. That is good. More orbs, the better. 10 more attempts per day on the 12 energy cost nodes. And that is for the green Iso-8. This is for the blue Iso-8. So more T1 ions crystals now drop alongside the current rewards. Chance of T2 crystals drops has been doubled. And 10 more attempts per day on the 12 energy cost nodes. This one is going to affect me right away. I'm happy about that one. And it is free claim Friday. Get your free Ghost Rider shards, get your Temp pads, get more raid heals to do better in the raids, and more raid energy for the current raid event featuring Bifrost. And that is it, Valley Club. That is it for the blog post. Those events look very, very easy. I think they're not finalized yet. The web milestones may be changed based on war, and looks to be good. Get ready for this Black Cat event. And if you want to see all these new Avengers coming up in the game, make sure you check out the other video. It should be up there if you're not watching this live. If you're watching this live, it should be coming out very, very soon. But thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys next time. Have a great weekend. I thank you guys for stopping by. Everybody that I haven't give a shout out yet, let me give a shout out to Jeremy, Gap, Patrick. Have a great rest of your day. Check out the new Avengers video if you want to see what their kits look like. And I'll see you guys next time. Hulk fist bump.